Okay, I'm here with Louie Vera, sports journalist for multiple outlets, and I'm lucky enough to get this interview. Thank you for agreeing to do this. Could you tell us a little bit about which outlets you write for?
Yeah, primarily right now, 956sports.com. We cover all college, high school, even some professional sports. Last year, I covered the NBA game when the Rockets played the Warriors there, so that was like my first NBA game. So we cover a little bit of everything. And then also, I write for the Austin Music Magazine. So I cover like the festivals and concerts and and the Associated Press at times as well. You know, sometimes we have the NCAA basketball tournament down here at South Padre Island, and they call me, and I write for them. And you know, being Associated Press, it goes worldwide. So those are articles that I write, and they're going like to different media outlets like ESPN or Fox. So it's pretty cool.
Okay, very impressive. The interview is going to focus on the way that media is changing and social media. How has that affected you personally?
Um, you know, it's strange. Like when I first got hired at the Herald in 2007, they would want us to do live updates, but we didn't. We didn't have we had to have like a wireless card,
Mm-hmm.
and it was some place there was no service. It sucked.
Yeah.
It was very difficult. But nowadays, I think it makes things a little easier if you get people more access. For instance, I covered the Final Four with Hidalgo. I was in charge of girls basketball for the Valley,
Mm-hmm.
and I covered They assigned me all the newspapers at the time, the Monitor, Star, and Herald. We ended up with the sports sections worked together, and so each sports writer got a beat, and I got girls basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Which initially I was like, man, I got the short end of the. I thought I got the short end of the stick. But one of the Hidalgo ended up going to the Final Four, which is the first time it happened in history in the Valley. So I got to cover that, and I posted like a live blog, log in, and now people can see video, or I can tweet them live updates. And it's just so much easier to do it that way. So I think it's for the better.
And if you had to name any negatives, would you say there are any about this like shift?
I guess it's not more so about the financial aspect. You know, people aren't picking up newspapers anymore. So that during that time I got hired, it was right before the big crash in 2008. So and that hurt us. And then getting back, newspapers try to get back on their feet, but things changed so much in the last 10 years. Like I said, people aren't buying newspapers anymore, so they had to cut staff. You had to do more. Instead of there being a photographer like on assignment with me, I'll have to take the photos and do the work. So they nowadays I think you have to be much more versatile and diverse as far as your skill set. You can't just. I feel like you can't just be a writer. At some point if you pay your dues and stuff, you could be a columnist or whatever you want to do down the line. But a lot of people, they have to be Photoshop savvy. You have to need video tech. You got to kind of do a little bit of everything because they're asking more out of people because of the fact that there's, budgets are tighter nowadays because of the lack of money going to journals, print journals.
Okay. Well, you said that you covered that Hidalgo story. Are there any other stories that you've covered that you felt like really impacted the community?
That was really big. I wrote a story. I don't know if you know about this place. Do you know Double Days in Port Isabel?
I can't say for sure.
Yeah, there's a story I wrote. It was actually I just got hired at the Herald, and the boss left me there for like a week because he has the vacation. So I was like a new guy, and he told me to do a feature story on this place, and he lives at the island. I had never heard of it. I was like, all right. So I walked in there, and it was like literally a museum of memorabilia. And if you get a chance, you go see it. It's incredible.
Yeah.
The guy had literally $10, $20 million worth of memorabilia from the 50s, 60s, 70s, baseball, basketball, football. I mean, he's got everything. And I was like, I could not believe, you would never know looking from the outside in that this place would be so rich of history and stuff. And we have places like that. Anyway, so I wrote the feature story on the article. And since then, I went back and they treat me like I'm a king there. They said how much their business went up. And, well, I mean, there's places we should promote local places like that and support our community because we need to keep, it's so hard to keep local stuff alive. Everyone's so used to chain restaurants or chain this and chain that. But to have something that is genuine and real because this guy, you know, loves sports and memorabilia and has been collecting it for 40 years. So little places like that, I thought, made a really good impact in the community to keep that place going, you know. So that was one of my favorite stories that I wrote.
And it's like a museum or also like a store?
It's not a museum. It's not a museum, but I put in my headline or I put in my lead that it was like a restaurant that was a sports museum because it felt that way. There's just so, I mean, Steve, you gotta walk in there. There's just so much stuff. It's unbelievable.
Oh man,
yeah, it's important, and it's still there.
That's crazy because I'm really big on sports memorabilia. I have my fair share of things hanging on the wall and stuff like that.
Dude, you will love.
I had no idea. That's crazy,
bro. I mean, it's incredible how much stuff he has.
Man.
Yeah, so it's Doubleday in Port Isabel. Check it out.
Okay, definitely. And okay, the last question I have for you is, you know, with the changes that are happening, you know, in the media, I know you said that being versatile is one. What other keys would you give to someone who's, you know, trying to get into the same position as you?
I think what we talked about last time is just being open to different ideas. You want to get into the sports industry or to media, be open to being the social media specialist or to being something, just get your foot in the door. You know, if you're just gunning for like a straight up sports writer or whatever in a newspaper business, that might be hard. But if you start getting your foot in the door as far as maybe like doing sports information at a university or working at a different professional, you know, second or third level professional sports team doing their media relations, well, that's just as good on your resume. You know, you're getting in there. Beforehand, I would have never thought of that. I was always like, you know what, this is all I want to do, and that's it. If I don't get it, well, that's it. But my mind frame has totally changed in the last 10 years as far as what I can do. I mean, right now, I'm applying for jobs relative to media relations with a couple of professional sports teams, and that's what I want to do. Now, instead of me being a sports writer, I'm going to be doing the PR for a team. It's essentially kind of the same thing, you know. You're still writing, you're still, you know, doing all these skill sets, but I'm just harnessing it and honing in on a different avenue.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. Good advice. Well, you know, that was the last question I had for you. I appreciate you. It's always a fun time talking to you. I learned a bunch of stuff. And
man. If you ever want to go out to Doubleday, just give me a call. We'll go out there, bro. I'll drive you out there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, dude. Anytime. You know, let me know.
Okay, sounds great. And also, I've been in contact with Jesus about applying there on campus. So
dude, yes, that's my boy.
Yep. So hopefully I can get that. Well, yeah, you said it opens on Monday tomorrow, so I'm probably gonna apply there tomorrow and see how it goes.
I'll call him tomorrow morning and give you a good word. Okay, man. Don't worry about it.
All right. Well, thank you again.
Right, good luck.
I appreciate everything.
No problem. You got it, man. Good luck.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.